Tonight was more than just a basketball game for us. Just want to mention again Darius Lee. We just really proud of the guys coming up with that idea to honor him. That wasn't my idea. We had the shirts tonight. So Darius Lee was not only Houston Baptist's best player, quite possibly one of the best players in their conference or really mid-major basketball. Led him in scoring, rebounding, assists. He was a dynamic player. We had a lot of respect for him, and he lost his life tragically, too young. And so tonight, I hope in some small way that we honored his family, and I hope the word gets back to them. When it happened, it took shockwaves around our state and stuff. I'll tell you about my relationship with Coach here in a second, but I heard so many things about Darius, non-basketball, what kind of person he was, how loyal he was to HBU, now HCU, and I know Coach thought the world of him, his teammates, but basketball didn't define him. So even though it's been a little bit of time in terms of days and weeks and months, we just want to make sure that Darius Lee's family knows how much respect we have for him. And I'm sure Darius watched this game tonight, and I just want to let him know how much respect we have for him. Coach Cottrell, same thing. You guys understand that was one of the all-time great guys in college basketball that was in our gym tonight. I think he's the third longest standing head coach in college basketball. We think of Coach Boeheim at Syracuse, Coach Huggins at West Virginia. Those of us in Texas, myself included, maybe not D. Mitch, but we know who Coach Cottrell is. And I'll tell you about coaches. He's treated everybody the same no matter what. He treated me the same when I was an assistant coach at Abilene Christian that he did when we were at Little Rock or now at Texas. He's just one of those guys that's made the game better in our state. And so he's a guy we have a lot of respect for. We know they were undermanned tonight. They're going to be a little bit undermanned this season because they were building the team around Darius. And so we just wish those guys the best. And I really appreciate our players coming up with that idea tonight to honor him. It meant a lot to me. Thank you.
Questions for Dylan, please? Yeah, I know after that first game, you guys wanted to make more of a concerted effort, I think, on the glass. It seems like y'all did that tonight. Was that one of the big points of emphasis coming into this game?
One of the biggest parts of the game. Crashing would be one of the top offensive teams. Crashing, as far as crashing, being one of the top teams in the country, crashing the board. So that was a big emphasis on what we wanted to do, and we came out, executed. I think we all got together and was like, man, this is one of the biggest parts. We gotta get together. We want to be one of the top teams as far as offensive crashing. I think we came out and executed. Now it's time to just continue this, just stay consistent with it.
Play you made with Hunter, is that something you can turn into a strength where you cut down the baseline for a dunk and you that pass?
Yeah, that's just a part of my game as well too, making cuts and then trusting those guys. They're one of the best passes I've played with, both of them. Best passers I've played with as far as basketball, and they just make the right plays, they make the right reads, and as far as my game, I'm gonna continue to cut. That's just part of my game. So they find me every time, and that's just a part of our connection.
It's good coaching too, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, great coaching.
Dylan, the idea to honor Darius,
Yeah.
Coach was talking about, what were the kind of conversations for you guys as a team, and was it pretty much an easy decision for you guys to go ahead and do that?
Oh yeah, 100%. That was one of the first things when we heard Houston Christian was coming in here. That was one of the first things we talked about, and then honoring him. He was such a great player. A lot of respect for that whole team. A lot of respect for the head coach, and it was a idea we all came up with, and we have a lot of respect for them.
You guys always looking for lobs at the rim on aspirations. How do you guys talk about that ahead of time?
Yeah, we do. That's just a part of our game. We want to make that a part of our game. Playing above the rim, making athletic plays. When Tyrese and Marcus rebound down, as Coach says, rebound down, they're able to push that ball, and then I get out, run, which is part of my game, and they look for me, and we make connections on it.
And it's kind of, as we talked about before, y'all playing faster and getting out, but also being able to kind of turn those live ball turnovers into points. How important is that going to be for y'all going forward, especially against a team like Gonzaga coming in here that takes pretty good care of the ball?
Really important. We're really big on defense. We want to be the top defensive team in the country. So making turnovers into points for us is a big part, just getting out and run. Coach is really big on we got to run. We got to run. We got to run. That's a big reason. That's a big part of our game this season. We want to run. We want to push the ball. We want Tyrese and Marcus to get rebounds, Arterio to get rebounds, crash down and push the ball themselves. And then players like me, Dylan DeSue, Timmy, when we go out and run, we're a dangerous team. So just as far as the season, as we continue to grow, a big part of our game we want to continue is just running.
Two last ones for Dylan. Did you, like high school, you ever have a game where you had 8 offensive rebounds?
I don't think I ever had. I don't think I've ever had, but I need to make it more consistent. That's got to be a part of my game, but nah, never.
What for you goes into good offensive rebounding? Is it positioning thing, effort? What to you is good offensive rebounding?
It's mainly effort, just going hard, never taking a play off, but then technique is a big part of it. Just having technique, continue to move your feet, get around your man, but then really just crashing, going hard, like just going hard, don't take a play off.
And knowing that Gonzaga's coming in here on Wednesday, was there like emphasis like that we're not going to remove the HCU tonight? And what was that kind of message about?
The biggest game on our schedule is the next game. That's what we talked about. So we're always focused on the game that's coming up. So now the biggest game of the season now is Gonzaga.
Give
After
Bill,
Gonzaga, the next biggest game of the season is the next team that's coming up here.
give Bill Russell a little credit for that.
Give who?
Bill Russell.
A lot of credit to Bill Russell. A lot of respect. A lot of credit. One of the best in the game.
And Drew
Off
Timmy,
the ball inbounds.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
how do you guys plan on playing him? He's one of the toughest post guys in the country.
Just being tough, being physical, having technique, knowing our defense, continue to just play our defense. And as far as practices, just play hard. Know what we have to do, study his game, study their whole team. It's not just him. We got to study the whole team if we want to win that game. So just know where we're coming out, know what the technique is, and know what we got to do.
Who's dog? Yeah, it's a great dog. That's your wife, girlfriend?
Thank you.
Questions for Coach? Go ahead.
How do you think the Sioux looks? You got that one play where you chase the guy down from behind. Physically,
That's a big time play, man. That's one of the biggest plays in our organization. We call that a tuttle. George Tuttle was a graduate assistant for Tom Penders. He was on his way out when I was on my way in. Nobody impacted my life more than George Tuttle. He's a St. Edward's, actually he's a University of Texas graduate, but he played some ball at St. Edward's and had a great career. We lost him too early to cancer. He's one of my best friends. We coached in the ABA together, South Carolina Warriors. And George had an idea about basketball that he always thought, you got to have an offense, you got to have a defense, and you got to be one of those teams that has a chance to win. But he thought the difference, if you could build one of those teams, was special teams. We were both football guys. I love football. It's going to be a special Saturday in Austin. George thought special teams in basketball was really the transition between offense to defense and defense to offense. Like when you see us play, if we have some misfortune, maybe self-inflicted misfortune, a turnover, a bad shot, or if we have maybe a bad call, a missed call, great play by the other team, whenever the other team gets the ball, we call that a tuttle. And we want to sprint back and make a great play. And that was one of the best tuttles with my naked eye. I'll see what it looks like on film here in a minute. But that was a great play by Dessou. But that defensive tuttle is something that's really important to us. George Tuttle. Yeah, it's by design. We recruit those kind of guys, CB and Timmy Allen and Alex, and we love guys that can guard different positions, just like we love guys that can do different things on offense. We're a program that believes that basketball is about players and not positions. When we recruit, we don't tell somebody you're a 2, 3, 4. We say you're a player, and we'll develop your game where you can even do more things. And so, no, but every coach loves to have guys that can guard different positions, and just want to recognize 2 double-doubles tonight, and D. Mitch was one of them. I think Timmy got the other. So we had some special offensive performances tonight. We get 5, 6 guys, maybe 7 to double figures. Dessou would have got there easily if he had played normal minutes, but you got 6 guys get the double figures. That's the balance we're looking for. To win 6 games in 3 weekends in the tournament, which is the ultimate objective. I don't think you can do it with one guy scoring 25. So I think balance has always been the plan, and tonight was another step in the right direction. 3-point shot and free throw. We'll have to fire those coaches tomorrow. But offensive rebounding and great defense gives us a chance to win tonight. And we'll shoot the ball better. I'm not worried about that at all. We got great shooters. We took great shots tonight. It was great to see Gavin and Cole getting there and knock a couple down. So then free throw shooting, something we're working on.
Chris, you forced 21 turnovers, but how pleased were you that a lot of those were live ball turnovers, and you had 32 points off turnovers?
Yeah, we talked to our guys a lot about the diversity and variety of offense. And when we start playing against teams in our league and national type teams, which certainly Wednesday's the first crack, I don't think you can rely on one part of your offense to win because the other guy on the other bench is pretty good and he can take maybe one away from you. So, we want to score off our defense. We want to get to the free throw line. We want to score in transition. We want to score off our offense. We want to score off individual players making plays. We want to score off spacing and offensive rebounding. We want to score off special teams like the tuttle or out of bounds plays. So I think tonight there was some parts of our offense clicking on all cylinders.
You know, you were able to get a lot of guys runs today. I think Alex was able to play 11 minutes, had a couple buckets. And just what do you think of where he's at in his developmental process right now?
Yeah, Alex is right there. He's going to be special. You can put my name on it and I'll sign it. He's getting a lot of things done in individual workouts. He's getting a lot of things done in practice. I think to this point, when he comes in games, it seems like he's got to get a little comfortable. And when he gets comfortable, he starts making plays. Like with my naked eye tonight, he makes an unbelievable left-hand pass in traffic. He got his hand on a couple balls. He's a guy that we not only have a plan for in the future, but we have an immediate plan as well. I think there's a role for this year's team with Alex. It was great to see him out there tonight and get things going.
Where were you, Jorts?
Yeah, no George tonight. Somebody in marketing brought that up, and I wasn't going to go that far. I'll do a lot of things to help build a crowd, but not a big fan of coaching in jorts. I do have a pair of jorts. I wore a pair of jorts after Brock graduated from Texas in May. We went to the fountain together, and we took a classic picture in jorts. So, yeah, jorts.
Coach, when you struggle shooting the ball tonight, and you have such a big game coming up, what is it in practice or in meetings that you try to tell your guys to sort of help them mentally turn the page?
Yeah, just stay the course. First thing you got to understand is the best shooters that have ever played this game miss half their shots, right? 50% shooting's elite. I don't know what Steph's shooting right now, but I'm sure it's somewhere around that. But the first thing is you got to understand, like, you can't control the outcome of every shot, but you can control the discipline of your shot. So we talk a lot about footwork and follow through and shot selection and being confident. To me, confidence comes through work. It's a debate that coaches and people, you guys might feel different. I don't. I think every confident player I've ever been around works. Every player that I know that doesn't have confidence, there's another gear where he could earn the right to be confident. So we spend a lot of time in shooting. We teach shooting. We demand it. We hold people accountable. We have a process we believe in. But I think more than anything, we stay the course. So I predict there'll be a day very soon. Didn't we shoot the fire out of it against Arkansas? So I think very soon there'll be in the next day where the three-point shot's our weapon. But if we're going to compete for championships, we have to be able to win on nights where some things aren't working. So, on a night where you can't get a rebound, you better get some steals. On a night where you can't make a shot, you better get to the free throw line. And then defense is the standard. It's the thing that never goes away. All championship teams have a defense.
One of the last two, Chris, I know you've already talked about next Wednesday getting turned up a notch. What just your general message to your guys leading up to Gonzaga?
Yeah, opportunity. That's why you come to Texas to play in games like this. We appreciate Coach Few scheduling the home and home last year. Our team got better last year at Gonzaga. Wish we would have played better, but give them a lot of credit. So this year, the return games in Austin, and we'll have to play our best game of the season to this point. We'll have to play Texas basketball on all cylinders to have a chance to be successful in that game. But this is why you come to Texas to play in games like this. That's why I think you're a season ticket holder. And it's why you're a student in the corral. And this is going to be a big-time night of college basketball. There won't be a better environment of all college basketball than next Wednesday. It's a late tip. Not my preference, but there's a lot of things out of my control. But national television, this game warrants it. And our partners and friends at ESPN have been great to us. And Coach Few's been great to us. So I think what's an 8:30 tip. So just encourage everybody to, get a nap during the day and come fired up. And, I'm not sure if there's tickets available or not. The Texas is putting a few select seats on sale from time to time, but I would recommend anybody look at the third parties, websites and all that. There's tickets available. The students that came tonight, appreciate them coming, and they've got a priority to get into the Gonzaga game. There was a promotion that Lauren and everybody came up with. That was awesome. I appreciate administration supporting that. But no, it should be a great night in Austin. the way I look at these games is, you know, we don't lose these games. Like we win the game or we maybe run out of time, but we're not going to lose Wednesday night. It's just too big of an opportunity for us to get better. And, you know, we'll try to win on the scoreboard too, but that's easy to talk about because Gonzaga is really, really good, and we'll have to play really well to beat them this time of year.
One last one. Yeah, Marcus comes up with 4 steals. I think he had 3 of those maybe in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game. No, obviously you guys want him to score the ball and create, but how important has he been as a defender for y'all, and how has he kind of grown as a defender the last couple of years?
Yeah, I really enjoy coaching Marcus Carr for a lot of reasons. Marcus is one of those guys that I can have a grown man conversation with. Marcus is a guy that we both kind of set the game plan and we go out there and try to execute it, myself included. So a big part of Marcus this year was challenging himself. First of all, from a strength conditioning standpoint, you know, I think he's 15 pounds lighter, and I think we can all see it. It's impacting his game in a great way, and we've asked him to be dialed in. He's always been a good defensive player, but just like all great high-minute, high-volume players, he takes a possession off from time to time. He's human being just like I am, and I'm trying to get him to not be human. You know, I'm trying to get him to get in that Kobe mode where you're just a little different, you know. And I think Marcus has that in him. You know, I believe Marcus will be a pro basketball player until he's an old, overweight guy. I'm just enjoying every day coaching him at Texas. You know, I love coaching all of our players, and Marcus is one of them.